This video goes with section 87 of Hansen and Quinn's Greek, an intensive course, and talks about result clauses. Hansen and Quinn talk about them on pages 269 to 270. Result clauses are a certain kind of subordinate clause introduced in Greek with the conjunction hosta. There are two kinds of Greek result clauses. One is hosta and the indicative, which indicates an actual result, something that actually happened as a result of the things occurring in the main clause, or that actually will happen as a result of the things in the main clause. So it's an indication of something that's a fact or is a certainty, and so that's why it has the indicative. The default translation is, with the result that she verbs, or with the result that she verbed, or with the result that she will verb. And since it's an indication of fact, its negative is u, as is true for most indicatives. The other sort of result clause is hosta with an infinitive, which is a natural result clause. The implication here is that whatever happens in the main clause is likely to have the result in the result clause, or that what happens in the result clause is what you would naturally expect to result from what happens in the main clause. So the default translation for a natural result clause is so as to verb, or so as for a noun to verb. And if you put that noun in, if you give a subject to the infinitive, that noun will be in the accusative case. Since this is an action that we're not sure is going to happen, or is simply a likelihood but isn't an actual fact, the negative of a natural result clause is may. Let's see some examples. So, here are a couple actual result clauses. Tois theois thuusen hoste so theson tai. They sacrifice to the gods, that's our main clause, with the result that they will be saved. We know that's what's going to happen. There's no question about it. That's the actual result. Hosta and a future indicative. Here's another example. Ta tu demu eklepsen ekenos ha retor hosta utimatai. That orator stole things of the people with the result that he is not honored. He stole the things of the people, and what actually happened, therefore, is that he is not honored. So, a couple of pretty clear examples of actual result clauses. Now let's look at natural result. Thuusen hosta sothenai hupa ton theon. They sacrifice so as to be saved by the gods. Now, they sacrifice is what they're doing. What we would naturally expect to happen because they are sacrificing is that they will be saved by the gods. We're not saying that it's actually happening, but that is what we can expect. That is what would naturally occur or naturally result. Another example, is huto kalos agropsen ha homeros hoste timethenai. Homer wrote so well so as to be honored. Now, another way we can say this is that Homer wrote so well that he is honored. I think Hansen and Quinn gives you the default translation so as to, or so as for to be, because they want you to be able to keep an infinitive in English for natural result clauses, which have infinitives in Greek. But it's not very idiomatic English. Homer wrote so well that he is honored is the natural result, what we might expect. You could also say, Homer wrote so well, he is honored. Now, this construction actually, natural result clause, and you may already have figured this out, a clause with a huto or hutos and a hosta and infinitive or a natural result is really the way Greek does yo mama jokes. So your default translation would be something is so something that it verbs. An example in Greek for you. Hutos aiskra he metersu hosta lithon tein medusa poiein. I'll give you just a second to see if you can figure that translation out yourself. Got it? Your mama is so ugly, she turns Medusa to stone. And that's your introduction to Greek result clauses. I think you'll be able to read both actual and natural result clauses fairly easily once you practice.